That's right. It is Friday night here in the undead, the Frankenstein that Black Flame Entertainment is, and I already see Lizzie and Brother Mortimer out there. Hells yeah! It's time to kick y'all's weekend off with, man, just one of the single most important tours in metal history. And I honestly think it's something that people don't talk about much because I think the last one of these was in 2017, if I'm thinking correctly.
They did they did a virtual one in
Oh, that's right.
20, yeah, I
Oh,
think
that's right. There was, yeah, I
2018.
do believe there was a virtual one of these. We're talking about the Megatron, the band breaking, the groundbreaking tour known as Ozzfest. And honestly, earlier this week, I was watching the Osbournes podcast, and they were doing the best of Ozzfest, and I started thinking about it myself, and I was like, I remember seeing these bands before they became anybody, and it was just a magical time for metal history. So we're going to be talking about that this evening. So definitely bring your Ozzfest stories, and because we want to hear them. If you've been to some of them in the past, we want to hear your stories. We got stories for you as well, especially since I got to see like 3 or 4 of the best ones, in my opinion. But before we get into all this business, we're going to take a quick commercial break to our brother over at Horror Struck Hot Sauce. Hotter than hell. Check it out. You know what to do if the hot sauce is your way of life, if it's the spice of life for you, and you want to make your food taste oh so wonderfully, horrifically good. Get yourself over to horrorstruckhotsauce.com and check out all the wonderful flavors. All right, we are here to talk about Ozzfest. God damn, that was like a rite of passage to the mundane back in the day. And Zachary, hey, what's going on, man? Good to see you. He said that the last Ozzfest that was in person was New Year's Eve at the Kia Forum. Awesome to hear. Hell yeah. Hey, what's happening, Kyler? All you beautiful motherfucking demons and addicts out there tuning in tonight on Friday night after a untastic week.
Shit.
For most of us, everybody that I have talked to, whether it's emotionally or just done with dealing with certain situations, this show this weekend is for you all. So I hope you got your favorite choice ready to go. I always got the Canadians' finest on chill. Let's have an awesome night here on fucking Tracks of the Damn. JD Stories in the house. Good to see you, my brother. All right. So here we are talking about Ozzfest. Now, if you were growing up in the 90s, or if you were like me, who was graduating high school in 1995, just call me all the time. It's okay. The only thing we had at that time was a festival called Lollapalooza. And let me tell you, it was by far, in my opinion, one of the most boring festivals.
Because it was based around fucking the grunge era. It was
That's
based around
right. It
Seattle.
was, yes, it was all grunge oriented. It was all of the alternative rock bands. Now, mind you, please don't get me wrong, because there were some really good bands that have played that tour. I mean, I can remember going to the Lollapalooza tour one year because I had to catch Tool and fucking Alice in Chains with Lane Staley, mind you. He was still alive. Oh, yeah. I had to catch them because they were sharing the stage for the first fucking time on this thing.
Lane Staley is the reason that shit sold so fucking much. It
Oh,
was
big
Alice in
time.
Chains that brought them out. Tool, wasn't Tool, but
Oh man, Tool and Alice in Chains lit that fucking tour up. And at the time, I know you guys know this out there, even if you weren't, around in the 90s, that it was the tour to be on. But there was this one summer where a Sharon Osbourne decided to call up the Jane's Addiction frontman and say, "Hey, Ozzy would love to play your tour."
and he doesn't fit the bill. How
And
does
Perry
fucking Ozzy?
Farrell, that's right. Perry Farrell told Sharon Osbourne that Ozzy is not hip enough.
At least Ozzy can get on stage fucked up and not fight his bandmates.
Dun dun da 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 da. We all know what just happened during the most recent incarnation of Jane's Addiction getting back together. Apparently, Jane is still addicted. Anyhow, how the fuck could they possibly say to one of the most prolific? Now, this spans all rock music, in my opinion, not just metal. But not to mention the grandfather of heavy metal, that you're going to sit there and tell him sold out tour after tour after tour after tour after tour that he's not hip enough to be your tour.
He sold out tour after tour, has some of the greatest fucking artists ever to play fucking with him. Jakey Lee, fucking Randy Rhoads, Zach Wild. And
Shit.
I think Robert Trujillo was it was in the 90s, wasn't there? 2000s, late 90s, 2000s.
Mike Borden from Faith No More was his drummer.
Then the drummer on Crazy Train, what the fuck was his name?
Randy Castillo.
Was it him or the one with the afro?
Oh no, you're talking about Tommy Aldridge.
Yeah, Tommy Aldridge.
Yep.
That's a fucking mega group right there if you put all them fuckers in a room together. But they're not hip enough to play on alternative rock. Get the fuck out of here.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you're going to turn down someone that's going to sell that tour out for you. You're going to say he's not hip enough. That just goes to show you the fucking mentality of the meatheads that were running that thing. So
it's
Aaron, go ahead.
There's other influential bands from back in the day. I mean, Led Zeppelin, but
there was no coming back for them.
No, but I'm talking about like to lead up to the alternative scene. You had to have bands like fucking Black Sabbath or Ozzy, Led Zeppelin, because those great guitar players paved the fucking way for you to be on goddamn stage.
Oh, absolutely. Whether you were hard rock, I mean, shit, let's throw it out there. Even Guns N' Roses was leading the charge for hard rock at the time with Appetite for Destruction. Unfortunately,
I love Guns N' Roses.
Oh, fuck yeah. I still rock out to that fucking album. Yes, I said it.
Oh, Appetite for Destruction. Fuck yeah.
You can't revoke my metal card because I like Appetite for Destruction. That album was a masterpiece.
I'm a metalhead that can appreciate other genres of music. You gotta look at it as not music. You gotta look at it as an artist.
Exactly. And that's really
Separate the
kind of,
art from the artist.
oh, big time, big time. JD Story says, did you see the rare interview with Ozzy when he was young where he was switching in and out of character? Yes, that is a very famous interview, which you
The
can
one where he
catch
goes,
on YouTube.
"What?" or "Hi." I'm like, God damn, you high, all right?
No, he was probably drunk and fucking on snowblind at the time.
And
But
I remember I watched one interview. They were sitting around a table with somebody. This was when like young Zach Wild was with them. Young Zach Wild, no skinny long hair, not muscled up long hair. But anyways,
which
and
is
like
crazy.
every fucking one of them was sitting there gone out of their goddamn mind through the whole fucking interview. Like they were gone.
Geezer Butler literally grabbed Ozzy by the hair and started shaking his head, and his expression never changed. That shit was crazy. But we could talk about other fucking, great Ozzy fucked up stories in a minute. But so Sharon gets this idea that, oh, you're not gonna turn my husband down, we're going to start our own thing. And let's face it, this was, in fact, the greatest idea in heavy metal festival history to do this. Hey, Kayla, what's going on, girl? Long time no hear. That this tour was not only going to be a stage for Ozzy to do his thing as he loves to do, entertaining folks just like we love to entertain all of you, but he was going to bring with him not just big acts that are already big. They had the infinite wisdom, and I say that in every sense of the word, to bring bands onto the tour that many people probably hadn't heard of. Okay. And this is when some of the biggest bands to this day are where they are because Ozzfest gave them a fucking stage. I'm sorry, a little band called Coal Chamber.
That was what I was just fixing to say. The first fucking festival, Cold Chamber was on it, and like
Slipknot.
Cold Cold Chamber to this day still stands out on their own. Like
Oh, big time.
that's
They are
Fauna
their
that's
own
just that
animal.
type of person. But teenage or early 20s Daz Fauna is a way different one than he is now. So
I mean, let's talk about Corn. Come on, Corn. Fucking what's another one? Power Man 5000.
Snot,
Fear Factory.
Snot.
Snot, yes.
The fact that
Dude.
they run out, they do come out of the toilet of Limp Biscuits on the stage, butt ass naked in some sandals, and they chased him all through the fucking stage and everything, and he eventually got arrested. But
That's right.
I didn't ever get to experience Ozfest. Like I always wanted to go, but growing up is a little bit wasn't
You
that
know
easy for
what,
me to go.
Mortimer is absolutely correct. They needed Ozzy's shine to get them to bigger audiences. And that's what they wanted to do, because you also have to remember at the time, Ozzy's kids were really, really fucking big into bands. And
Jack was like
obviously,
the driving force behind that shit.
he really was. He knew which bands were going to break or they were coming close to breaking, and that if they showed up on Ozzfest, their careers would get fucking huge. So the first one I want to look at, and unfortunately the poster didn't pop up the way I wanted it to. This fucking Ozzfest 1998. Now, mind you, Best Buy was the sponsor. That is fucking amazeballs, in my opinion. This bill was just fucking incredible. I'm going to go through the list of bands that showed up on this one. And there were 2 stages. You literally, from the moment you go into this festival, there were 2 stages, first of its kind. You could go check out this band, and then the main stage, if there was somebody big you wanted to check out, then you could go check them out afterwards. They never had 2 bands playing at the same time. You could literally just keep flopping back and forth to see who you wanted to see or check out, this new band or that new band. So, motherfucker, man, the second stage, Life of Agony. They were hardcore goodness. Incubus. Motorhead was the headliner. Lemmy. Unholy fuck. Okay? And for all you doomsters out there, the Melvins. Who did not get down with the fucking Melvins? Shame on you if you didn't. Check them out. But the Melvins really, doom metal got a fucking big stage and a great crowd to be able to do their thing. The Melvins were fucking very influential. Snot, like you said. Ultra, what were they called? Ultra Spank?
Yeah, Ultra Spank, Monster Voodoo Machine.
Monster Voodoo
I
Machine.
mean, where the fuck else? The fuck else are you gonna go see? I mean, if Motorhead's here, where the fuck else are you gonna see Limp Bizkit on this side of them and fucking Cold Chamber or somebody over here? Like, when the fuck would you ever see Motorhead and Limp Bizkit together? That's 2 different genres, 2 different fucking ends of the spectrum of metal. But
yeah, and that's what makes it so exciting is that Ozzy and Sharon knew how to diversify. They weren't just catering to one type of metal. They were literally catering to every type.
Yeah.
For the most part.
System of a Down was there too.
System was there. Yes.
Y'all can revoke my metal card if you want to or try to. I love fucking System of the Down. Like, they're heavy, slower, heavy, and like it's like we talked about before. You need that little bit of a break.
You do.
You don't want to go to Backstreet Boys or NSYNC, so you go to System of the Down.
Personally, the way I felt is, why can't you? I mean, to me, it was like a playland, a fantasy land of pure fucking awesomeness. Yeah. I can hear one of my heaviest favorite bands. I can hear one of my chillest fucking heavy band. And then if I wanted to, get real energized, I can get down to some fucking extreme metal too. It's like your whole day, you get to absorb all of these amazing fucking bands. Dude, that's not even it though.
No.
Fucking Tool was on this bill.
Yeah. Megadeth.
Soulfly.
Seven Dust, Soulfly.
And Cold Chamber.
Yeah. I love how it went from the Sepultura played on the first one. Yes. And then by the time 98 come around, all the bullshit happened. Then it was Soulfly. Max was Calavera had split, I think about that time, from Sepultura.
Wait a minute. Kyler says, Lip who? Apparently he's not a fan of Limp Bizkit. And to be honest with you, the biscuit can go fuck itself, but you can't take away the first album. That is all I have to say about Limp Bizkit.
I like a couple of their songs. I'm not like just a major fucking fan of them, but there's a couple of their songs I think get down with. Yeah.
I'm not saying that either. But that first record, though, did hit. It
great
hit
stuff.
hard.
Break
Break
stuff.
Stuff was not on that record.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm just talking about like song wise. Break stuff. Nookie.
Yeah.
There's a
I like
couple
to
of
call
my.
that one Cookie, and I do my what was his with the Cookie Monster impression for
Yeah,
that one.
there's a couple of other ones, but break stuff is just one of the songs when you're in a shit mood. Just put it on. You're gonna break something, or it's gonna put you in a better mood. One of the fucking two.
I totally feel this, Kyler. He says, I just can't stand Fred.
That's
That's
everybody.
because he's a fucking dick. That's
Wes
why.
Borland is a fucking amazing guitar player.
Oh,
So,
dude.
like,
Can't take nothing away from Wes Borland. We're talking about one of the best backup bands that could have ever have come out of a rap duo known as House of Pain. Their DJ was the DJ and the drummer were from House of Pain. They were the Irish fucking kick your balls in and rip it out of your fucking head fucking rap group from earlier days before they disbanded. And they crossed into metal in such an awesome way. I absolutely love it. I loved it. It's just as time went on, I felt like they were feeling a little too much of their commercial success. I loved them when they were underground. You know,
like the first few years of new metal was hard as fuck.
It was
kind of
good.
like it. It's kind of like
really
it kind of dwindled down. It got watered out a little bit too much. And I mean, every band goes through some shit, but
yeah, but you know who continued
Korn
to thank you. That's exactly
they got one album I don't like.
They had a one album that just didn't hit, didn't seem inspired. It seemed like they were getting a little too experimental, and then they fucking took their balls back.
The one that's it's got Twisted Transistor on it. So you on the other side of it? What's the name of it? I can't remember the fucking name.
It was one of those two, yes.
Yeah, Twisted Transistor on it.
Oh, I love you, Lizzie, so much. She goes, oh my God, I could go for a cookie too. Oh, that's awesome. Apparently Kyler wants a cookie too. I guess they all enjoyed my comment. Thank you guys so much. You fucking rock. You're making my day. It was a shitty day. And now it's
a great shit week, so I needed this.
I had a shit week too, brother. I'll drink to that. Nobody said Thailand. I'm saying it, motherfucker.
I'm not drinking alcohol, so I'll just drink my tea and we'll go with it.
You know what? We'll go with it because you're recovering from an illness, and I understand that shit.
I'm still fucking coughing, dude. Like it won't go away. I don't know what the fuck I need to do. I don't know if I need to go talk to
that shit. I had that shit a month ago, and I'm still coughing. So don't even trip on that shit.
When I went to the hospital the morning, I went at like 4:30 in the morning, and like every room back there had a person in there doing the exact same thing I'm doing. And they was like, well, pretty much the whole county's got it. So we don't know what it is. Just take these 2 medicines for your nausea and go home.
I'm telling you, man, you need to get a steady rum regimen and you'll be fine. It's true, man. I swear that's the only reason that Reaper gets over shit in 4 days, because that's how long it took for me to get the fuck over it.
Dude, I
still have a little bit of a cough, but that's just phlegm.
Like my body was hurting and everything. They tested me for the flu, but I didn't have. I was negative.
Of course they do, because they want to say, just go to the store. Just go to the store and get you the fucking NyQuil, Dayquil shit.
I had all the symptoms of the flu except for a fever. I just didn't have a fever, but everything else was there.
Good thing though, not having the fever. But what we do have the fever for is some of these other fucking epic moments in Ozzfest history. Hold up. So Kyler says he's gonna drink for you, Cody. So there you go.
Make it a double and hit that shit hard. I want you to stop.
Hit it hard, you know. Lizzie says, so okay, all I got is store brand Coke Zero. Already chugged my coffee. Aw, I'm sorry.
Coffee at 9 o'clock at night. God damn.
Shit. I appreciate the sacrifice staying up to listen to my silly ass. All
Oh yeah,
right.
definitely.
Let's take a look at some of these amaze balls, and they're not in any order, so I'm sorry if anybody gets um, out of sorts because of it. But let's take a look at this one. Oh yeah, there we go. Ozzfest 97. Look at the bill on this motherfucker. Now, first of all, what a sick fucking poster that is. I mean, you look at the poster for Lollapalooza, la 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 la, and it don't look nothing like this. This is fucking badassery, and everybody fucking knew it. It says that you have performances from Ozzy. Now, this is when Ozzy was doing 2 fucking sets in one
Yeah.
fucking night. That is the dedication that is Ozzy Osbourne. My hero since I was wee little back in the 80s and the late 70s. He has always been my hero, and that's why, in my opinion, the measuring stick is him. He is the ultimate entertainer when it comes to metal. I don't care what anybody says. You don't have to like his music, but damn it, at some point in your life, you got down to that shit. And then Black Sabbath gets back together with him on this. Unholy fuck. You have a young Marilyn Manson who was
When he was
burning.
still cutting his fucking self on stage and bleeding every goddamn
That's
where
right.
and
When he
walking
was
around the phone.
literally being picketed and hated at the height of his career, which was very early on. Second fucking record, Antichrist fucking superstar. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the legendary Megatron of Pantera, the Southern metal force to end all Southern metal bands. There was nobody more fierce, more fucking nuts. Oh my goodness. Fear Factory in their prime, back when they were still thinking that Raymond Herrera was not actually playing his double kick the way it sounded. And they used to take videos behind the fucking stage to prove to everybody that it was not triggers. Oh my goodness. Machine Head. Unholy fuck. Any Machine Head fans out there? In their prime, they were on this tour at the time. So, I mean, the list goes on and on. The first 2 years were just on fucking real.
Like
We have so many
I
comments
have the
right.
website pulled up and it's got like each band lined up. And like the first 5 bands on the way they got it on here was Ozzy, Black Sabbath, Manson, Pantera, and Typo Negative. I could
Yep,
have went
that's the one
home.
I went to.
I could have went home after those
I was
first
there.
5 bands and been completely fucking fine. Everybody from after Typo Negative down would just been like putting more like sprinkles on top of a fucking cake. I
Right,
mean,
right. Oh man, let's see here. Kyler says, by the way, Prodigy was part of Ozzfest. Exactly. Fucking Prodigy. Those motherfucking, techno slash industrial slash punk rock that they are, was a part of that. And it was great to see. Some metal fans, I'm sure, were probably like, why are they here? But you
no,
know
that
what?
was with
When they heard Smack My Bitch Up, I bet they were dancing and pitting in the fucking pit at that time. I've seen it. I know it to
fuck.
be true.
What's the name of that goddamn band? The lead singer
What
just died, and they sang that stupid ass song "Butterfly."
Oh, Crazy Town.
Yeah,
Yep,
they.
they were on there.
I watched a thing on there earlier about they when they went on stage, they booed the fuck out of them. They didn't want them on the stage
They
or
hated
none
them.
of that shit. They hated it. I'm like,
They absolutely
damn.
hated them. They absolutely hated them. But They owe their success for being on that tour.
Yeah, then that's Jack. I watched the interview with Jack talking about that Butterfly song, and he made
Uh,
a face. And now he's still young. Then he's like, "What the fuck?"
Mortimer says we won't be in bed till like 3:30 a.m. Me too, brother. I wait for all my fucking hauntings to get to me before I actually go to sleep. So I feel that. Zach says met Rob Zombie at Ozzfest in 2002. You lucky motherfucker. That's badass.
I think he first played it in like '99, like early.
JD decided he was too lonely on Facebook, so he switched over to his YouTube. He says, I was all by my lonesome on Facebook. I was like, where is everyone?
Facebook likes to fucking watch everything you damn do.
But honestly, the Facebookers that do watch our shows pretty much do it after we're done, and it pops up in their feed. So it's usually by like next day. Sometimes, depending upon what the shows are and what we're doing, they do show up early. But a lot of people, I don't know, I mean, it's Friday night. Oh shit. Zach says my first concert was Ozzfest 99. What a great fucking tour that was. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Let's take a look at another one. Oh my goodness. Look at this one. This particular Ozzfest had Black Sabbath. Not Ozzy doing 2 sets. He did a fucking 2-hour set with all original members of Black Sabbath. Megadeth, Opeth, Disturbed, Black Label Society, Hatebreed, one of the most oh my god, I'm trying to get there. Shit, fucking the original Suicidal Tendencies, Devil Driver, which is one of my fucking favorites. Huntress was on there. Rival Sons, Brujeria. Who didn't get down to some Brujeria? Shit, some of the print is so fucking small.
You want me to read it? I got it on my computer. You want me to read it?
Yes, sir. Go for it.
It was Black Sabbath, Disturbed, Megadeth, Opeth, Black Label Society, Suicidal Tendencies, Hatebreed, Devil Driver, fucking Municipal Waste, Gold Whore's Amazing Self, Huntress, Rival Sons, Brujeria. I can't even say this one, so I'm gonna butcher it. Allegerian, Cataclysm, Steel Rebel, and The Shrine.
That's right. That's right. Those are, again, they're bringing bands on that didn't have nearly as much visibility that that we know as the internet today can do. Through Spotify, through all the different things. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that list was incredible. Go ahead.
2017 had some fucking, there was so much different genres on it. It was amazing.
Oh, yeah. We're getting to that. Believe me. But and that's okay, Mortimer. If you want to catch some of the shows, as I understand it, you can actually check out some of these on YouTube. They have.
Oh yeah, I was watching. I was watching Pantera's set from 2000 right before we went on. Man, God damn, Phil Anselmo's vocals on that tour was fucking nuts.
Not even just his vocals,
his whole demeanor.
The man was a fucking acrobat.
Yeah, he's hyped up, long hair, cut off shirts.
Oh my goodness, man. That's a little side note for y'all. So when I went and caught the unfucking real Ozzfest, the I forget which year it was, but it was Typo Negative, it was Pantera, and then of course Ozzy and no,
97?
it was just Ozzy. It was an early one. I want to say it was 2002. I could be wrong, but
2000 is Ozzy and Pantera and Godsmack.
no, I didn't see that one.
2002 was Ozzy, System of the Down, Rob Zombie, Drowning Pool, Edemia.
Damn, it wasn't that one. So maybe it was 2001.
That
Well, maybe
was
it was early 90s.
okay. It don't matter.
Fucking hell. All I know is that Peter Steele was up here and I was right down here looking up at the unholy glory that is
I've
Peter
been
Steele.
there like this. Is
You know what I'm saying? So, man, when Pantera took the stage, fucking Rex was right in front of me. And I know everyone is always like, fuck Rex. He wasn't that important. The guy was still important. He still is important, in my opinion. But I don't know. Rex always got fucking, hate. But Phil literally came over and looked down at me, and I was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It was one of those fucking moments. And next to me was a bunch of country folk. Now, I say country folk because they were in their 50s, their 60s, 40s, 30s, and 20s. Because when they heard Pantera was coming to town, they came in with their 10-gallon hats, and those motherfuckers got down into the pit with us. They were standing off to the side, and they were just, yeah, all right, yeehaw. I mean, this the shit was literally amazeballs. And I was like, I can see that they are the pride of Texas. And
yeah.
everybody fucking knew it, man. I
Growing
wish I
up,
could. Go ahead.
my bad. I didn't mean to cut you
Nope,
off.
you good.
Growing up, I had a handful of bands I wanted to see, but Pantera and Ozzy or Black Sabbath was always like my main two. And like seeing Pantera last year, I mean, I was like, I would love to see young Phil Anselmo, the one bouncing around, jumping and everything, but seeing old man Phil, him just being himself, standing up there, just enjoying the fucking crowd and shit, it was really cool. Because I think he like now, his age has hit him and everything, and he's just thinking about. He probably thinks about what it could have been if he didn't fuck everything up in the band back then. So, and he's enjoying it now, which he's not enjoying it with two of the main members, but I think he's feeding off everybody's hype to still see the love for what they created. So,
Because people still want to hear those songs live. And I mean, with two surviving members, you still can't take nothing away from the two other musicians that were their best fucking friends.
Even like before
Zach
this shit ever came,
and Charlie Benante were the closest people to
the
to Vinny.
Dimebag and Vinny.
Yeah.
Like
If
I
anybody
always,
else would have stepped into those positions, it would have never came off the way it did.
like with me and like my friend, the people I used to be friends with, we'd always sit around and talk like, what if Pantera had somebody fill in? What if Vinny would play? And like my pick was always Zach Wild, like always. I always said if they did a reunion and Zach didn't play it, I wouldn't fucking go.
Right.
And he carried it well. He was, like I said before, he's got his own tone, his own guitar sound. But when it gets into the thick of it, you think it's Dimebag over there. You're not paying attention to that anyways. You're watching Phil do his thing, and then you're subconsciously thinking it's Dime over there.
The only time that I ever saw Phil on Ozzfest that it was not a good time, but god damn, it was hilarious, was when he was in a band that he had created called Super Joint Ritual.
Ritual.
Oh my goodness, Super Joint Ritual. I loved their albums. I thought that the albums were fucking fantastic. It was like hardcore mixed with groove, mixed with a little bit of punk, I would even say. And I just always really enjoyed what they did. But when I felt so fucking bad when I saw Superjoint on Ozzfest. This one was a little bit, I think, later. Yeah, it was much later. That Phil literally stopped for 10 to 15 minutes berating this fan out in the crowd saying that you want to fight, motherfucker. I will kick your fucking ass right now in front of all these people. And he just went on and on and on. And it's like, dude, we want to hear the song. Just get to the song.
That was probably like the painkiller and alcohol feel that
Oh, for sure.
We got to push that to the side.
But I was happy. I was
Oh,
happy
yeah.
fucking
It's
Super
the environment,
I
though.
love Super Joint.
It's like people think if you went.
Zach said it was 2002 Super. Yeah. Oh shit. He lost it in Pittsburgh too. I think that was just his year that he lost it with a fan that was taunting him because he wasn't with Pantera there. Oh my goodness, that shit was. I'm sorry you didn't get to see it, Defiler. That shit was the best. Those moments where he would try to fight somebody in the crowd. It's like that guy at the bar who he's super cool all night long, and then all of a sudden he picks that one person and wants to fight him.
Whoops the shit.
It does what he's supposed to do. That shit was hilarious. Mortimer here says Lemmy helped Alice get sober by doing all his drugs and drinks for him. That's
Lemmy was an avid drinker of fucking of Jack Daniels. I remember I watched the interview with somebody. For some reason I don't think it was Corey Taylor that I watched, and he was sitting in the back room, and Lemmy cracks open a fifth of Jack Daniels and hands it to him, and he's thinking he's giving it to him to take a fucking drink. No, he's giving him the whole goddamn bottle, and Lemmy's opening another one. And so. Like, I swear, I think it's with Corey Taylor that was an interview. Damn it, I can't remember. I watched it a long time ago, but I still remember him talking about, like, it was just a big rotation.
You gotta have respect for Lemmy. I remember this interview that he had back in the early 80s. And the interviewer's talking to him, and he's talking about, you know, you live this fast, hard rock and roll lifestyle. How is it that everyone else is dying around you and it hasn't really touched you? And Lemmy's response was, I know which drugs to do and which ones not to do. Oh man, you want to talk about a bona fide fucking rock star. Lemmy wrote the book. Who else do you know that could fucking smoke as long as this guy? Drink all the Jack Daniels. I mean, we're talking about a lifetime of drinking Jack Daniels and made it to 72 years old.
It's crazy.
I don't know anybody. You know what I'm saying? So again, you know, I mean, we're talking about the godlike Lemmy. Rest in peace, brother.
And they're drinking my hand. There you go. But now, if you could, this is the question I thought about while driving the other day. I was like, yes, sir. If you could create your Mount Rushmore of metal, who would it be?
Oh man. Okay. It's actually pretty simple in my book. Black Sabbath.
Would you do just all of them, or would you pick an artist from different bands to do it?
Oh, I was going to go different genres.
Oh, different genres.
Oh,
That works
yeah.
too.
Mm-hmm. Black Sabbath, Ronnie James Dio. Motorhead. How many are on Mount Rushmore? 4?
4.
Fuck. Okay.
That's like if you picked one
I was
person
like
for each
3
one
of them.
of them.
Shit. Okay.
You got 3 of the same ones I did: Ozzy, Dio, and Lemmy. And I'm still floating around the idea of the 4th one.
Corpse Grinder. Danny
That'd be a
Filth.
good one, yeah. Danny. For younger me, Corey Taylor would have definitely been on, like early Corey Taylor.
Don't get me wrong. King Diamond has his
Yeah.
own fucking monument in my Mount Rushmore. So.
Oh yeah. I don't know. It just popped into my head the other day. I was like, my playlist was going from Ozzy the Creator to this to that, and I'm like, what if we had the Mount Rushmore of fucking metal?
Right. Mortimer says Trauma knows what's up. Lemmy is the president in Traumaverse. Yes.
That would be
He
fucking
is the
interesting.
god
Yeah.
in that
Dang.
scenario. Oh my goodness. But let's take a look at some of the other amazing fucking bills there were.
Yeah, I have
This is the one that you were talking about. It was Ozzy. It was System of a Down. It was Disturbed. Avenged Sevenfold when they had balls. Hatebreed, Lacuna Coil. And then you had Black Label Society on the second stage, sponsored by Monster.
this one had a little bit of like maybe early deathcore, a little bit of metalcore to it, though.
It did.
Totally. Fucking Norma Jean is goddamn
Norma
insane
Jean, yeah.
in their own way. On their own way.
Atreyu was on
yeah.
that bill.
Just a strapping young lad.
Mm-hmm.
Between the Buried and Me.
Oh my goodness. Now, some of these bands, guys, don't forget some may have petered out. But it was Ozzfest, though, that put some of these bands in your fucking face that you didn't know about. So at least you got to hear them. That was kind of like the scratch off lottery ticket that was Ozzfest. You may not have heard of some of these bands, but damn it, you had a chance to see what they could do. Maybe you didn't buy the record. You know what I'm saying? But you heard them live. And if you liked what you heard, you went out and bought their fucking album.
Atreyu made a Bon Jovi song, had balls. Just saying. They covered Shot Through the Heart. Or you give love bad name on that name of it. I can't remember the fucking name of it. Hell, there's too many
Bon Jovi,
taglines.
Yeah. You give love a bad name. Most definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I went to a record shop by county over from where I used to live, and that's one of the things I like to do. I like to find record shops, and I still love vinyl. So, but I went in there and they had this. It's a actual promo book.
Oh my goodness, yes.
The Ozzfest to 2002, and like it's got every band in it, like inserts about it. Down is in here, Drowning Pool. There's stuff from Meshuggah, Black Label Society. If I can find it. There's a whole damn promo picture in here that I think's badass. It's Rob Zombie's Sinister Urge promo in here.
Oh yeah.
And that's what
I don't know why people didn't get down with that album.
I like it.
I thought that album was fantastic.
That's what I loved about it. They put out they promoted the shit out of it. And having stuff like that is cool to me. Like, I mean, you can go to now, you can just get merch. You get a t-shirt, CD. Somebody might have a fucking weed grinder or something like that. But yeah, but having that whole promo thing was really cool. I wish more shows or whatever now would still do that.
For sure. Zach says 2006 was the year I saw Ozzy on the second stage.
if Ozzy stepped down to the second stage, you know there's some banger ass fucking people on that main stage.
That's right. He didn't want to take away from their shine. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Oh, yeah. Mortimer says, I love Scum of the Earth and Man Without Fear. Yep. Those were.
Scum of the Earth was actually wasn't that a pre-band before that Rob Zombie did called Scum of the Earth? What the fuck was the name? Hold on.
No, I can't remember. Shit. We got time to look at a couple more. Let me see which one here. Let's put this one up here. Oh, yeah. Ozzfest merged once Slipknot began to their own festival that was called Knotfest. Look at the different bands on Ozzfest's bill. You had the Prophets of Rage. Deftones were there for those that like Deftones. But there was so many up-and-coming metal bands on that particular one.
Creator, High on Fire, and 1349.
Megatron.
Yes. Fucking those three bands right there, they would have destroyed it on their own, but
Children of Bodom.
Oh yeah. Rings of Saturn.
Night Demon. High on Fire, which is a fucking doom metal precedent as far as bands go at that time. So Orange Goblin. I mean, you know, they diversified like no other. You would never see a lot of these bands on the same bill. People always talk about Wacken. People always talk about
Bloodstock,
Hellfest. You know, you don't see bands like that on some of those European festivals. And don't get me wrong, some of those European festivals are fucking amazing. Especially
Hellfest is insane.
Oh my goodness.
Like some of the people behind some of those festivals are fucked up people, but the festival in its own self, but
right. I mean, that's definitely one way to look at it.
What I think's funny is in 2015 they did, I think, the Japan Ozzfest, and like the dude from Jane's Addiction wouldn't let Ozzy on there, but he played fucking Ozzfest in 2015. I'm like, fuck you, you prick! I ain't putting you on shit. Go shoot up in the corner and shut the fuck up.
Right. Here's another one. Oh, this was Ozzfest 2000. Some of the ones coming back from some of the earlier ones. We had Ozzy, obviously, Soulfly. Disturbed was also on this one. Godsmack. I think you were talking about that one when Godsmack was actually good.
Yep.
Fucking POD was on there.
I love POD. Like
Static, Wayne Static. That was amazing.
Oh, that's the one I was talking about. You can go on YouTube and watch Pantera's full set on.
Okay.
Damn, I think this is right when, I think 2000s when Godsmack's Awake come out. I believe. I think it was Awake. But
it was either that or Faceless.
Yeah. But that Awake was my introduction to Godsmack. My uncle had it on cassette tape, and
right,
it was all down here from there. Which this kind of going to be weird. That was my Godsmack was my first concert.
I mean, if it was in their heyday, that's not a bad thing.
It was in 2011. So
yes, I agree with you, Zach. Mayhem Fest was never quite an Ozzfest replacement. It was hard for any festival, Knotfest even. I don't even think Knotfest was enough. to
Mayhem Festival was
replace.
fucking insane though. It didn't have the bar, the brutalness as Ozfest, but it was fucking nuts because they had the metal militia there doing tricks on dirt bikes and shit and stuff like
Mhm.
that. They added a little bit more to it, but it's like you said, they'll never fucking it will nothing. I don't think anything could ever replace Ozfest.
No, definitely not. So it is literally ingrained in so many of us throughout the 2000s, especially. Um, the Ozfest just gave so much to us. It opened our eyes to bands that we had never heard of. You know, unless you were still reading the magazines like we were, the metal mags, and catching advertisements and stuff like that. I mean, this is before the internet really took the fuck off. You kind of had to just miscellaneously check out concerts in your area if some of these bands came through your town. You know what I'm saying?
I think
So
it definitely opened up a whole new fucking generation of metal
it did.
because it brought
Shit, it
so
gifted
much
a
shit
lot.
together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it really
because
did.
it brought so much shit together. And like one of the interviews Sharon was like, our fucking crowds are getting younger and younger every year. So you got to think the people that went the previous year may have had kids this time, it's old enough to go or something like that. And it just paves the way for a whole new generation of metal. And
Yep.
for me, it's
And
like Ozzy will always be like the main godfather or grandfather, whatever you want to call it, of fucking metal for me.
right. But Zach also brings up a good point. 2007 was the free Ozfest, if you can believe
Well,
that.
goddamn.
You know what I'm saying? You could not get this kind of level of entertainment, excitement, and be able to see some of your most favorite metal bands across the genre with all the subgenres included in one place. And I think that's really what is lacking because up to Ozzfest, you know, you were lucky if you got to go to Monsters of Rock, which was a huge festival overseas
That's
that you
that's
could
what I
see.
hate though. Like
Right.
every
But
fucking festival now
Ozzfest
is
turned it around.
it's what I hate. Like every fucking festival now is overseas. Like it's too
Well,
goddamn expensive to fly there for one thing, then trying to get a ticket to get into the motherfucker.
well, the one thing I can tell you, and all you beautiful addicts and demons out there, is that there are fests going on across the country that you can still go to and catch some major fucking bands. And this is genre like. You got Doomed and Stone Fest, you got Death Fest,
Milwaukee Metal Fest, and you got
Milwaukee Metal Fest, Michigan Metal Fest.
the one that's
Uh,
here, Tennessee Metal Devastation Fest.
right.
Right.
You don't really see a lot of this much out west. I will say that, but definitely close to Midwest to all of the Eastern United States. You guys have your pick of the litter as far as some of these metal festivals. Aftershock, yep, that's another one. That's another festival that
Didn't
happens.
something happen with that last year? Didn't they cancel that? Or was
You,
that
you
Sick
sure
New
it
World
wasn't
they
Blue
canceled?
Ridge Rock Fest?
One of it may have been Sick New World that went to shit.
It depends on who's in the driver's seat and what's happening.
It was one of them. Like I can't remember if it was Aftershock or Sick New World. Something went south with it. I think it was Sick New World, I believe.
Possibly.
But
Not sure. But so if you were there, you know. If you didn't have a chance to go to one of these, I mean, for almost 20 years, this was the tour to catch. Sick New World was the one that was canceled.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was Aftershock or Sick New World there for a minute. Then I got thinking maybe it's Sick New World.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to watch one Ozzfest, but I got to watch it at home. My uncle rented it on pay-per-view when I was like fucking 7 or 8 years old. And like my little badass was sitting there glued to the TV. I remember watching a dude taking a fucking drill and drilling it into the tip of his nose. And that had stuck into my brain ever fucking since. And I'm 32 now.
that was the Jim Rose sideshow. Yep.
I'm like, what?
It was pop culture. It was everything that was interesting and dark and underground.
I can still hear my mom looking at me saying, "Don't try that shit." I'm like, what?
Right. Not like that you want to do that in the first place.
I always wanted to learn how to breathe fire. That was always the main thing, because it is mainly because of Gene Simmons, but I always wanted to learn how to do that shit.
Well, it's not that difficult, as far as I know. But swallowing swords and stuff like that, that's a whole nother thing.
Oh,
until it hits home in the wrong way. But thank you all so much for joining us on a Friday night. As we have discussed the history of Ozzfest this evening. If you haven't caught this tonight, because I know it's Friday night and some of y'all are out there doing devilishly fun things, don't forget, you can catch the replay on Facebook and YouTube once we're off air. This is a topic that I think is very near and dear to all of us that are of the metal community, and totally appreciate y'all so much. We love you. Don't forget, tomorrow night it is time to sin. If you haven't sinned all week like I do, or most of us here at Black Flame Entertainment, get ready to laugh, get ready to let your hair down, or in my case, my skin. Yes, let's keep it moist and let's keep it fresh, and most definitely tune in at, I think we're going to do 8:30 p.m. tomorrow night. That time seems to work out really, really well. So definitely join us for that. And most definitely stay heavy.
Thank you for joining us on Ringro's Underground. Stay tuned for more